In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of my YouTube studio right now and show you all the gear that I'm using to shoot our YouTube videos. Plus, I'll talk through exactly why we use and recommend it. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video, where we help you amplify your business and brand with video. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. Now, we get asked all the time, what gear do you use in your studio? So I figured that it was about time to do an updated studio tour so that you can see all the gear and the gadgets and the setup here in my home studio that we use to shoot our YouTube videos right now. Now, I do want to stress here that you don't need all of this gear to get awesome results, and you should never let gear stop you from getting started creating videos. It is one of the biggest procrastination points when it comes to creating content that people have. I can't tell you how many times I hear, I need this camera, or I need new lighting setup, or I need the gear that you've got to be able to create videos. Just start with the gear you've got. You can get amazing results even with just a webcam or your smartphone. So get started now. All right, enough chit chat, let's get to the studio tour. So this is it, welcome to my home studio. This is a little room in the back of my house. When I say it's a little room, everyone thinks it's a lot bigger than it actually is. I can almost touch from one side to the other. So yeah, you don't need a lot of space to create your videos. So the first thing you're probably looking at is camera. What camera do I use? I primarily use the Panasonic GH5. I also use a Panasonic GH4, and I switch between the two, but the main camera that you'll see for our YouTube videos is the Panasonic GH5. And this is where it is normally set up here. So we're obviously recording on this camera here on the Panasonic GH4. The lens that I primarily use is the Sigma 18 to 35mm. So in order to use that Sigma Canon lens on the Panasonic cameras, I am using a METABONES speed booster. So it's an adapter so that I can use that lens. But that gives a nice blurry background that you see in our videos. Now, for any other shots, or like the shot that we're using here with Jen filming me here, I like to use the Panasonic 12 to 35mm. That lens has optical image stabilization, so it's a nice steady shot for moving around, and it's also got decent autofocus as well, which GH5s and GH4s aren't really known for, but it's a lot better than the Sigma lens when it comes to autofocus. So anything moving or anything autofocus, I'll use the Panasonic 12 to 35mm. Now, a couple of things I really love about the Panasonic GH5 is the amazing battery life. I also love that it has amazing Wi-Fi control. So when I'm filming our videos, actually the GH4 has this as well, I can literally just use an old Samsung tablet, iPhone, iPad, and control and see what's going on from in front of the camera. So I can make sure that I actually am recording, that I'm in shot, and then I am in focus. So I don't need to have someone here to help me with the videos. You can see and do everything from in front of it. Now, that is an amazing feature. I think if you are in the market for a camera, I would strongly recommend that you look for Wi-Fi control as a priority. Now, I've mentioned the battery life on this camera is awesome, so perfect if you're going to be moving around, you're going to get a lot of life out of the battery. But what you can also get for these cameras is a power pack. So you don't have to worry about batteries or power if you're just setting it up in a studio like I have here. So wherever possible, try to plug everything in so you don't have to worry about batteries going flat while you're recording. And that's pretty much how I've set up everything in this studio here. I think almost everything is run off power. Now, the other main reason that we use the Panasonic GH5 over the GH4, and our main reason for upgrading, was that it has two SD cards built in, or two memory card slots, meaning that you can actually record with redundancy, recording to two memory cards instead of just one. Now, wherever possible, we try to remove any failure points or the chances of something happening and wasting our time. So it only takes once. One time I took the memory card out of the camera, put it in the computer, and it said that there was no footage on there. Put it back in the camera, no footage. So 8 hours worth of recording, or a day's worth of recording, was totally gone. Now, I only want that to happen once, so that was enough for us to upgrade our camera to now record to two SD cards, just so there is less chance of that happening. And the other thing that we do with our recording now is we also take a feed out of the camera directly into the laptop for two reasons. The first one, so that I can actually see on a bigger screen what it is that I'm recording, but also so that we're able to record directly into the laptop so that we have a backup there as well, or a lower quality recording directly into the computer. And to do that, as I said, just an HDMI cable out of the camera down into, we're using a Camlink 4K, and then directly into my MacBook Pro. So super simple setup. It also allows you to have professional looking live streams using a pro camera instead of just a webcam, but it's also another level of backup or redundancy for our recording as well. So now for the audio side of things, up until fairly recently, we were using the Boya BY-M1 wired lapel or wired lavalier microphone. I'd say the bulk of the videos on our channel have been recorded using that. It's an amazing microphone. It sells for $20 if you're looking for a microphone. I highly recommend it. But we're always trying and testing new microphones, and the microphone, which is now my go-to for our YouTube content, is the Rode Wireless Go. It is amazing. Tiny little wireless microphone which has a good range, good audio, and that's actually what you're listening to now. It's got the microphone just taped up onto my chest here, giving me a nice little chest wax. But it is an amazing microphone and highly recommend it. It also gives me the flexibility to be able to walk around without being tied or tethered directly to the camera. Now, in regards to audio backups, yes, we have those as well. I also record all of our YouTube content with a shotgun microphone as a backup. So it is totally separate from the actual camera. It's not connected into the camera in any way, just to have true redundancy. So the microphone I'm using here now is another one that I'm really, really pumped on. This is one that I actually only just got about a week or two ago. This is the Rode NTG. So it'll work on your smartphones, it'll work on DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, pretty much any cameras out there, but it also works as a podcast style microphone as well, which is awesome. So this microphone has replaced a few different microphones for us, and for anything that I'm recording in the computer, I'll be using this microphone to do it. And to capture that audio, we're using the Zoom H5 recorder, just so it is, again, totally standalone, but recording decent audio in case we need to use it. And to my knowledge, I don't think we've ever actually needed to use the backup audio, so it's there if we need it. So in regards to lighting, another critical part of videos, I basically just use the built-in ceiling lights here to light up the room itself. But obviously to light me up, this is where we've got two lights that I've just stuck on the wall here. And the lights that I use and the lights that I recommend are the YONGNUO YN300 Air. It's a bit of a mouthful, but links are always down in the description below. So what I really like about it is it's got a built-in diffuser, so it throws a nice soft light. So you're able to get a really nice skin tone, really nice look without some harsh shadows that a lot of other lights cast. Now, the only other lights that I really use in the office here are the background lights, which are really just there to light up the background. Now, these are Philips Hue lights. So there is a Philips Hue globe in this one and a Philips Hue LED light strip just behind the bookcase here. And these are something that I can just simply change the color with. Let me grab a phone. Now, why I like this is because I can just move around and change the lights here on the phone, changes them in the background. So if I am creating a heap of different videos in one day, I can make the background look or the shot look a little bit different. So change my shirt, change the lights in the background, and we're good to go for another video. So I don't have to reset cameras and change the shot and all of that kind of stuff. So it allows me to create more videos that look a little bit different in a lot less time. Now, the only other light that I do use in here is one that I sit on top of the webcam. So if I'm doing any live streams or running any group coaching for our accelerator program, on top of the webcam, which is the Logitech Brio, I use a Lume Cube Air. So this is a tiny little light. We've mentioned this in a few videos. It's got a nice soft diffuser again on there, and I'll just sit that on top of the webcam, and that's gonna light me up without the need to use these big ones, which if I'm sitting down, it's gonna start to cast some shadows under. So I like the Lume Cube Air for, and again, links are in the description below. Now, I've mentioned it now, but the webcam that I currently use and the one that I recommend is the Logitech Brio. It's up here somewhere. Love this camera. It is a 4K webcam, and it actually works really, really well in low light, which most webcams don't. Now, the computer monitor that I've got here is the Samsung 34-inch ultra-wide curved monitor. This was something that I really didn't think I would like as much as I do. For editing, it is absolutely amazing. You get a huge timeline there to be able to view and edit, and yeah, love this monitor. Now, computer-wise, my main computer is a 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. Absolutely loving this thing so far. So that's my primary computer, and I use it for pretty much everything. But when I need to do PC stuff, I have a PC as well, hidden under the desk there, and it's more so for recording tutorials and that kind of stuff. Or if I'm gonna do a really complex edit and I want some extra horsepower, then I can power up the PC for that too. So the last three things I haven't mentioned yet are the tripod that I'm using here. This is an older tripod now. This is a Slick Video Sprint 2. Awesome travel tripod, small and light. They actually don't make it anymore, so we'll put a link in the description below to the new version of this, but as a desktop tripod, it works really well. The other thing is the teleprompter. I'm a massive fan of this PARROT Teleprompter V2. It's what I use for most of the videos to try and keep me on track and without rambling and waffling and going way off tangent. I love that you can just connect it with any smartphone and it just presents the script up in front of the camera lens. So it looks like you're talking directly to the camera lens and not off talking to the side. And the last thing then is this sound deadening foam, just to try and take some of the echo out of the small room. Obviously having the carpet in here and having a few pieces of furniture make a difference as well. But having this behind the camera actually makes a huge difference in any echo bouncing back off the wall into the microphone. So it makes it sound a little bit better. And the only other thing I haven't mentioned is Russell. He's the office dog. He's pretty much a cat. And yeah, he lives under the chair while I record the videos. So that is the complete office studio tour for 2020. Now, if you're interested in exactly how we film our videos, the process step by step of what we do, then check out the video linked on screen now where we give you exactly that. And I'll see you in the next one.